Breaking news from the BS and Beer News Desk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Beer Chaser. I'm Dale. We got Trell in the building. Saints fall to the stupid Falcons. The score is 26-24. Trell, give me your thoughts, man.
It was a shitty offensive play calling performance today. Um, Derek Carr, 20 for 36 and 239 yards, but not a single touchdown to show for it. That can't happen. Um, we didn't adjust when we saw that our running game was not going well. Out of all times to want to push the envelope, you do it on what, four straight third and fourth downs where you go to Kamara on the outside, knowing he's gonna get mauled by the Falcons defense. And the one we went for now, we should have got that touchdown. Why was Derek Carr trying to be like Drew Brees and go for the overhand touchdown, which made no sense? I don't know why he kept.
I think they were so okay. You're talking about the end where he did the fake little over the top thing.
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to run clock, right? In that instance, am I right?
I don't know, but they picked the wrong down to do that. It's like, and then I knew, I'm like, don't go to Kamara, do something else. You have a tight end, you have other wide receivers, and it's like you kept going to Kamara, knowing they know you're gonna go to Kamara, and it's like we should have had that touchdown to begin with. But what set the tone was Shaheed fumbling a punt that he should just let bounce in the end zone for the touchback.
Yes.
But
yes.
he muffed the hell out of that one, and that pretty much got them going.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we screwed up several times in this game to give it away. And sure enough, we did just that. And that's what we saw at the end of the game there, man. We on get a pass interference late in the game to just pretty much put them in the field goal range. And that was just uncalled for in this situation, man. Like, come on, man. We got to be better than that. So,
yeah. We won our first two. We lost the last two. Right now, we at least should have been either 4-0 or at least 3-1 right now, because we got Kansas City, we got the Bucks coming in. We needed those victories.
Yeah. Well, we definitely let this one get away from us. Like, this is a bad one. Division loss too. Like, that's bad.
Off of a penalty.
So, yeah, off the penalty there, man. So let's get into it, man. We had Rashid Shaheed muffing the punt to start the game off, pretty much. Falcons recover, and it's 7-0 Falcons. He trying to fill the ball over his head, over his shoulder. You know, like what's going on? What are you
just
doing?
call a fair catch and get out the way.
What are you doing, bro? Like, yeah, this ain't college no more, dog. So, Taysom Hill package returns to the Saints offense, and we see Taysom get in for the touchdown, 7-7. We all tied up again. What did you think about the offense early on that first drive that they actually had the ball?
I was like, okay, we're back to basics. Like, Taysom Hill's in the game, Kamara's in the game, Olave's in the game. I was like, I called it the other day on KC's show. Is like, if we can get Taysom Hill in the lineup, it's gonna help, and it did. It did. Like, pretty much that whole drive was almost all Taysom Hill.
He's a Falcons killer, bro. Like, it's just historically speaking, you know.
Which is why the Falcons did what they did and make sure he was no longer killing. So
yeah, you're right. That brings up another injury. Willie Gay left the game early on with the hamstring injury. We did not see him return. Um, Adebo comes up with an interception after wide receiver falls down. So we get a pick here, and the game's still tied up at this point.
mm-hmm.
So at this point, man, I'm thinking, look, we still playing pretty well. Defense, they're getting some turnovers. Um, things looking okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can do this thing, man. Um, so then let's see further on in the game here, we get Taysom. I'm sorry, Derek Carr gets a pass deflected and intercepted by Troy Anderson, and then um, at this point, man, it's 17-14 Falcons at this point, but the deflection, like I don't we gave up a lot of pressure on that play.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do with that. I don't know if he was trying to sidearm gunsling it, but
Mm,
props to the defender for not biting on that pump fake because usually they come
mhm.
in like one of those car salesmen on balloons, just waving their hands in the air. But he stuck to it and waited until he slung it and got in the way. I'm like, okay, that was a good defensive play. I'm not gonna. I don't want to chuck. I'm trying not to give Card that interception, but at the same
Mhm.
time, it got deflected, so that's the only thing I can
Yeah,
give him. It wasn't like he,
right.
threw a wild pass and it was a pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't. It was one thing after another, and it's like it was special teams, defense, and their kicker.
Mhm.
No, no,
Yes.
no, no
No offensive
Cousins.
touchdowns.
Yeah, none of them. No running back, no Drake London, no Bijan Robinson, no
Yes.
Kirk Cousins being Kurt. We
Yes.
had them on. That's the two back-to-back games we had these quarterbacks and running backs on lock, and we
Yes.
still.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly, man. We too many self-inflicted wounds to cause yourself to lose. That's what happened to us this game. Um,
Oh man.
I passed up the Taysom Hill touchdown on the left side as a running back. Um, I'm sorry, this was like a fullback kind of belly play, right?
Yeah.
So I saw that Lucas Patrick had like a great block on that play there, man. I was pretty impressed with that
Yeah.
on the left side of the line. So the left
Yeah.
side of the line looks to be where we get positive yardage in the running game throughout the entire game. Do you agree
Yeah.
with that? Yeah.
Yeah. And you saw how once the runner goes past, he learns to let go. He doesn't keep blocking when he
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's common sense on that side of the line. So I can appreciate that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Because man,
So
come on now.
so after this point, this is like toward the end of the first half. Taysom Hill leaves the game. He does not return the rest of the game. They said abdomen on the TV. I'm wondering if this was the chest injury again, because he missed the game with the chest injury. This last game. So I'm wondering if this was maybe a repeat aggravation of it. Is it something totally different now? So
I think it's different because when they showed him jogging off, he was holding it lower, like
okay,
underneath.
okay.
So because like the announcer saying they was taking shots at Taysom Hill every time they tackled, they was dog piling them. They
Mhm.
they yeah. They did what they had to do to make sure Taysom Hill was out that game because he was carving them up. Dude was
Yeah,
carving them up. So yeah, it was an ab injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Hopefully, he'll be good to go for next week's game because
yeah.
We're gonna need him.
Man, sure.
We definitely gonna need him.
It was a different game when he was there. So for sure, man. Um, so let's see. We get to the second half, and I don't know, man. It's like I started noticing really bad tackling by the defense. Like one of them I remember it was a third and long situation. Well, they dumped the ball off, and that's exactly what you want. But we didn't rally to make the tackle. And they got the first down on that crap, man. That really, really pissed me off, man. You kind of remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because as soon as one of the commentators, Vilma and the other guy, made reference to not Dijon Robinson, but the other guy he's like a physical back. Soon as they mentioned his name, it's like they heard him or something because dude was laying us out. They didn't want to tackle him head on. They was trying to tackle him from the side. They was trying to grab his legs. Taylor half-assed tried to tackle him, and he paid the price for it. So, yeah, the tackling was they was trying to establish that run game, and I thought they was going to, but that guy is a physical specimen. So they did let the foot off the gas on the tackling for sure.
I mean, a lot of it was Tyler Algier too. Like not even Bijan. So like he was tearing our behinds up, passing game, running game, everything. We just couldn't tackle. So that was pretty disappointing. So let's move along further. Honey Badger leave the game. He left the game with an injury. He didn't return. So now you got Howden back there along with Will Harris at the safeties. But here's a bright spot. Peyton Turner shows up. He gets a sack fumble, but we can't fall on the damn ball.
Right, and the area where you need to be. Our deep, for what it's worth, we, with the exception of the special teams and offensive interception, we held the Falcons pretty well on defense. We got them far enough for them to kick field goals, but there was no touchdown. So, but yeah, when he got that fumble, I was like, yes. And then he just sitting there. I'm like, no,
yeah,
fall on the ball, man.
Yeah,
and like don't give him any second chances because Kirk Cousins could easily be Kirk Cousins of Washington at any given time. So I was like, please just fall on it. And I'm like, he just sitting on his ass, just trying to pretend to get the ball, and it's like,
yeah, the ball went right through his hands initially. Then he flopped around and sat on his ass. They couldn't get the ball back.
I was like, man, come on, man. It was a long morning.
Yeah,
definitely a long morning.
But like right immediately afterwards, we allowed an out route and that put them in the easy field goal range. Falcons go up 23-17. So that was tough to take right there. But still, no touchdowns. The Saints defense still holding, right? So now we get the ball back. It's fourth quarter. It's crunch time, right? We got to get it. So we get all the way down to 4th and goal. 4 minutes left in the game, and we cannot convert.
That's the one that pissed me off.
Yeah.
A lot. Because prior to that, they kept going to Kamara on third downs. I'm like, why? And the plays you're calling for Kamara, you put him way behind the backfield where they can get to him. And it's like, I'm looking at him like, why are you going to Kamara going out? Like, at least try to punch it in through straight up the middle. Because you saw what happened on the other when he finally scored, he punched it straight, going the other way straight to the defender. So it's like, why are you going out trying to go around
that swing pass they did?
Yes.
Yeah,
like, if you're gonna do that, get Shaheed and just block. and block for him because the dude is fast. So I'm like, that was just a waste. And then you want to go for a pass to Shaheed that got broken up on fourth down. It's like, oh, now you want to go pass. Why couldn't you call that play beforehand?
So yeah, that pass in particular, it's like they caught him in a blitz and they blitzed the hell out of Carr. Carr got to know how to respond better to this. But he kind of locks on to Rashid Shaheed to me. And Rashid Shaheed, he ain't no contested catch kind of guy. And so in that situation, he had two slant routes that looked like they were pretty open. And if you're going to throw a hot route, that's where you want to throw it to instead of the outside to Shaheed. Like, what?
Yeah. You wasted 3 downs on trying to get the running back in, or you trying to kill the clock. You wasted those 3 downs. So you went. They know you're probably going to go for a pass on fourth down. So, of course, they're going to blitz the hell out of you. You should have did that on first down or at least second down to have them guessing on what you're going to do next. It was that sequence was so predictable that it was like you could have had Olave on that. If you're going to put that catch right there, you should at least have Olave right there, who was stronger than Shaheed.
Right.
Would have been
honestly like
50-50 contest.
On a goal-to-goal situation, I love to see Shaheed just sit out. Like, because at this point, like, your speed negated. It's a small part of the field. Let's get some big fools out there. Get Juwan Johnson big ass out there,
That's what I have. That's another thing I have written on my notes. The less usage of our tight ends.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we not using their tight ends? When Sean Payton was in charge, we were using our tight ends.
Yeah.
We would either use Taysom Hill as a tight end, or we had Johnson as a tight end. We were using him for third down because he was a big dude. You could have used some tight ends here. Why you kept going to Kamara, kept knowing he's going to be a target. Taysom Hill's out of the game now, so it's like you could have used more personnel because it makes it seem like we don't have personnel, and then we do. We just don't use them.
I'm guessing, bro. Like, they really don't want to use those other guys on the bench. Like, we rarely see a third receiver rotate in. Kipton caught a pass at least today, but I don't remember seeing too many other receivers on the field. They just don't.
Unless they're trash in practice, there shouldn't be no reason why we don't have tight end sets. Like
we're using a lot more fullback.
Yeah,
and like two back in a situation where we're coming out and passing and stuff. Like it's kind of weird, bro. Like it is kind of weird, the personnel packages, man. So
it's like use your tight end.
So the next possession, the Falcons get the ball back. They do nothing. Use 30 seconds and punt the ball away, right? We get the ball back, and the penalties start raining down. Boom, false start on Juwan Johnson. Boom, illegal motion on Rashid Shaheed after it was a nice game, too, on that play. They call it back for illegal motion. But still, the Saints managed to drive all the way down and run a lot of clock down and get a touchdown. Left tackle going to Alvin Kamara. So we got 1 minute left in the game. And so we're in a good position, I believe. Good position. 1 minute left in the game. All right, Falcons get the ball back.
No
and
timeouts.
They take the touchback. So it's from 30, right? So they got a ways to go. And the penalties. All right. They got a penalty for a false start. Great. Okay. So then they go incomplete to Mooney. But that's when we got the penalty on Adebo.
Adebo. Yeah.
Pass interference. That's a 30-yard gain. Boom. They're in field goal range. At least for their kicker. It's a 58-yard field goal, but that fool's good.
Second best kicker in the league under Tucker.
Yeah.
And I got him on my fantasy league too. So yeah, I was winning big time with that one, but it was like that penalty, and it was a clear PI.
I can't even argue it. I can't argue it. It was unnecessary, bro.
Yes, it was. Like he mugged them for no reason. It's like,
Yes.
damn, dude, like you're too good to be doing these silly ass mistakes, man.
Yeah.
You're not Williams from years ago. You know, like you're smart. You're a smart corner. And that put them right there. All they needed was a few more yards. And they couldn't even get that. Once the penalty happened, they couldn't go anywhere. We had them blocked. So it was like
Right.
they had to rely on Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like,
Exactly.
it's like, come on,
Yeah.
fam.
This is one that hurts. It's a bad loss, division loss. Yeah, DA, you gotta get some people straight. The amount of injuries on defense is becoming concerning in that secondary. It's we have got too many injuries going on right now
Yeah.
altogether, bro.
Yeah, it's
Like,
bad.
it's bad. The offensive line's already a mass unit, but I will give them props, man. Like they still played pretty okay. We moved the ball and we scored touchdowns. And the offensive line is not holding us back. So I will give them props for that. But
Dude, we are sitting in third place.
yes, it's bad. It's bad.
The Bucks are still leading the division at 3-1.
Yes.
It's we should have been up there with them.
Yeah.
And it's like we always lately we've been good on penalties, but it's always that one penalty at the key moment that still gets us. Still gets us. Oh, and by the way, get Penny off the team. Get Penny off the team.
What's the beef with Penny here? What did you see?
Dude got another penalty that we had gotten a first. I don't know if it was on a run or a pass. We got a first down and he got called for something, which negated that first down.
Yeah.
So it's like painting again.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Yeah, I feel you. Man. This is tough one, bro, just because it's the Falcons, bro. I despise the Falcons so much. But look, if you had to give a game ball to somebody on offense, who would it be?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Yeah. I'm gonna do the same thing. Maybe like the offensive lineman might have gotten some consideration there because from the left guard there. I like what I saw from him. Okay, what about on defense?
It wasn't that much. I would still give it to Alante Taylor because he on a few drives he handled Drake London pretty well.
Yeah.
He deflected a couple passes early on in the game, so I give that edge to Alante Taylor because he still made his presence felt on that defensive side, covering their top receiver who didn't really go off today. So
yeah, exactly.
I get them.
I like it. I'm going to give my game ball to Peyton Turner because he showed up. He had a freaking sack. Oh my God, Peyton Turner. When Peyton Turner shows up and does something, you give him a game ball. Okay, that's what happened.
Yeah, I give him that.
Yeah, man. But still, man, rough loss here, man. We got the Kansas City Chiefs up next on Monday Night Football. Yeah, I don't like our chances for that one. That's definitely one of the losses I picked in the season earlier in the season. So,
yeah, man, that's not gonna be a good birthday gift for me.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I mean, who
Yeah,
knows? Who knows, man? I'm not gonna count us out per se
yeah,
because the way Mahomes had, I'm not gonna count us out. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give us some hope that we gotta win something. We can't start the season winning 2 games and then just drop the
yeah,
the rest of the way. We can't do that. So
yeah.
we these are games we should have won this one. We should have won last week. We beat the Cowboys as we should. Beat the Panthers as we should. So this we should have been owning a division right now. We
Right, right.
leading up into the Bucks game, which probably would have decided
Mm-hmm.
who was on the top. So
Mm-hmm. Yep,
it's,
yep.
we gotta trust our new personnel. Let them step up. Defense is fine. I'm not worried too much about the defense. It's the offensive play calling. Is like if something's not working, adjust. You
Yeah.
have you have receivers. You have a tight end. Start using these guys because once you start using our tight ends, the defense gonna start paying more attention. Then you can start going back to Kamara. Then you can start going to Shaheed. Then you can start going to, Olave. Use the personnel.
Yeah, yeah. Good point, Sean. I said the bright side is that Kubiak will most likely be back as the offensive coordinator. No head coach
Yeah,
now, my guy, next season.
yeah. Unless we finish this season strong, I don't. Um, yeah, he's so far he's good. It's just today it was very very bad
Absolutely,
adjustments.
absolutely, man. Um, I mean, I would say Carr had some trouble um, with pressure for sure. This game, he had the happy feet, and he locks on to Rashid Shaheed too much. That's
Yeah,
that's one of his biggest flaws right there. He locks on to Rashid Shaheed too much.
yeah, and that's not his primary receiver. You got Olave,
Right.
so why are you not
Yep.
trying to lock in on Olave on the deep passes and the snap routes and the
Yeah.
medium passes for a first down? You keep trying to go for that home run hit every single time, and it's like if you do it too much, they're gonna know it. So it needs to be one of those check down to medium pass, go to your main guy, Olave. Once they start doubling Olave, sling that shit to Shaheed, and there you go. But
Well, to
they're
me, they could build off of the speed that Shaheed has, right? So if he's been beating people deep, like let's do a comeback route. Because people gonna give you that leverage now. They're gonna play you deep. So come back to the ball, and that's still like a 15-yard gain. Like that's
yeah.
good money.
They got to go back into the lab. The coaching staff got to go back into the lab and figure some out because that was we based on how it went. We should have handed the Falcons. I actually expected us to hand it the Falcons because I didn't trust Kirk Cousins. I figured if we would have won, he would have got lucky. But all their scoring, he was on the bench.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what does that tell you? That it was self inflicted. So we should have definitely, out of all teams, we should have definitely beat the Falcons.
Well, AS, listen, I think you're saying like Carr had a terrible game. I mean, let's just look at the stats right there, bro. Um, 28 to 36, 239, no touchdowns, one interception. He took one sack.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Cousins, he went 21 to 35, 238, no touchdowns, one interception. He took one sack. I mean, they pretty much had a mirror game.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't see him as being the problem with what happened today.
yeah, it was. I keep people like to automatically just go after Carr. I'll tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you when he's making a terrible decision. But when I see constant bad play calling, there's so much you can do on blaming on the quarterback when it's like it's not Carr, who's making the call of, okay, we're gonna go to Kamara on these third downs. Knowing him, he probably would prefer to pass it. So that was play calling. It was awful play calling, awful adjustments. You can't really put that on Carr, far as performance wise, because he didn't have a bad game. He had an awful game because of the good defense coverage, but he didn't have an awful game because his production was bad. He didn't have a Zach Wilson type game. He didn't have a Bo Nix type game. He didn't
Yeah,
have, a Caleb Williams type game where he can't even get over 100 yards in passing.
right.
He has over 200, and the interception, it happens, but they was trying to run the ball too much when the run game wasn't helping, and I can't blame that on him.
Yeah, my only gripe with him was he looked rattled under pressure
Yeah,
this game. That was really it with Carr. Um, so yeah, I don't see any rush to bring in Spencer Rattler. Like I think that's what he wants. But
hey man, you want to throw that kid into the fire? Hey,
right.
that's why they have a job and you don't. Dude ain't Carr's performance hasn't been bad enough to say, okay, get him off the field.
Right.
Despite what
Mhm.
people think about him, his actual quarterback play isn't bad. His QBR has not been below 80. It hasn't
Mhm.
been below 70. So he had the past month or so, he's had a good quarterback rating. So I'm
Mhm.
not gonna sit here and say the dude is awfully trash right now because he hasn't really done anything to show me he's trash. It's just been a product of bad play calling because no one was saying this when Carr had the same type of stats when we were winning against Carolina, when we were winning against the Cowboys. He had almost the same yardage in passing.
Mhm.
So no one said he was underperforming then. But once we lose, it's the same stats, and now it's he's awful. Oh,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah. Yeah.
underperforming. It's
Right.
like,
Mhm.
are you not paying attention to the play calling? No one's
Yeah.
adjustments to the play call. It's like, come on, man.
Um. Yeah. I mean, listen, I agree. He's not a prime quarterback. One
I never
thousand
said he
percent.
was. He's
He's
mid.
a middle of the road quarterback.
Yeah.
He's getting paid like a middle of the road quarterback, and he's performing like a middle of the road quarterback. He is what he is. Like that's that is what it is. So that's my deal with Carr, man.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like
if,
if people expect him to be better than that, then that's your expectations. You set a
right,
little bit too high.
yeah.
you
If he
know, so
underperforms that, I got problems with it for sure, and we need to do something about it. But
yeah.
you know, right now he's not doing that. He's doing all right to me, man. So
Yeah,
that's
he's
about
trying. He's trying.
it. All right, Terrell, you got any final thoughts, man? We wrap this thing up.
Yeah, Dennis Allen, go talk to Kubiak. Y'all need to figure something out. Learn how to adjust when something's not working. Keep trying to fix something that's hasn't been going your way. Third downs. We were not good on third downs today.
Mhm, mhm.
And you're in the end zone. If you don't get the three downs, take the points at the end. You got these Falcons offensive line and offense on lock pretty much. You should have took the 3 points.
Yeah,
But you trying to go for a pass when you spent the whole three other quarters on run plays.
yeah.
So fix that up, man. Fix that up.
So actually, we were 7 for 13 on third down. So it's not bad, but I do understand what you mean by going out there and getting empty uh down there in the scoring area. So I feel you, man. So all right, well, we'll see you guys next week after the Saints play against the Chiefs. We won't be scared to come on and talk about the game. Screw the Falcons. Who that?
Yeah, I'm tired of doing.
Remember to follow us on social media at BS Beer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.